Okay, next we have Final Fight CD. Yeah, Final Fight, I guess everybody knows Final Fight is a side-scrolling beat 'em up. And Final Fight was also released on the Super Nintendo, and this is one of those things that everybody mentions, and I also will mention it in my review. The basic difference, or one of the reasons why a lot of people say that the Mega CD / Sega CD version is one of the best versions of Final Fight, of the first Final Fight, is that you actually have all three characters, Hagar, Cody and Guy, that you can play in this game. And also on the Mega CD / Sega CD you have a two-player mode, so two people can play this game together. On the Super Nintendo you only have the one-player mode. It's cool, it has some really nice graphics, very cool soundtrack, and it's almost as good looking as in the arcades. And yeah, if you like beat 'em ups, side-scrolling beat 'em ups, then you can't go wrong with Final Fight. Next we have Corpse Killer, and Corpse Killer is also a full motion video game. It's basically a rail shooter, and there's this genius who creates this voodoo poison or whatever, and this turns everyone else or everybody who drinks this fluid into zombies, and you are the only person who can stop him. And yeah, for me it's actually not that great of a game. I mean, yeah, okay, it's also goofy and cheesy and everything, but I didn't like the controls much, and yeah, I didn't enjoy it as much as some other titles, like for instance Tomcat Alley.
Plenty tough. You're gonna get barbecue man bone there. Maybe juju stick too.
Okay, now to the next game, Surgical Strike. This is also a full motion video game, and I would actually say that this is one of my favorite full motion video games. Yeah, you drive around with this hover tank, stealth hover tank, of course, and yeah, you have to stop this terroristic leader or whatever. It's really a lot of fun, especially because this game has, I guess, the most explosions ever in a video game. And it is super cheesy, it is actually super funny, this video game, but it's not an easy video game. It's actually pretty hard. I really can highly recommend this game. If you like cheesy full motion video games, then go with Surgical Strike. It's a lot of fun and yeah, super cheesy in my opinion. Next we have Soulstar, and Soulstar is also a space shooter, and is also one of those games that really took advantage of the ASIC graphics chip. And yeah, it really shows what the system was capable, slash what this Mega CD / Sega CD was capable of, and it really has some very nice pseudo 3D graphics, and also the music and the sound is actually pretty good in this game. And yeah, if you like space shooters, then you can't go wrong with Soulstar on the Mega CD / Sega CD. It's a pretty cool game. The next game is Eternal Champions. Not Eternal Championship like I mentioned before, it is called Eternal Champions. It is a fighting game in a style of, let's say, Mortal Kombat, because you also have some fatalities in this game. It's actually a pretty interesting game with a lot of interesting characters, and of course all of those characters have special attacks and some special moves. And I've also heard that there was also a cartridge version of this game, but the CD version of Eternal Champions has a lot of more playable characters, and the graphics are more improved than on the cartridge version, and yeah, also the audio was enhanced. And I would also recommend this game, but only if you are into fighting games like Mortal Kombat. Okay, the next game is Snatcher, and yeah, Snatcher is a must-have for all collectors who collect Sega CD games / Mega CD games. The game was made by Hideo Kojima, the creator of the Metal Gear series, and it's basically like playing the movie Blade Runner because of the cyberpunk setting. It is a graphic adventure, and you are a member of a special police force unit called Junkers, and you have to find and eliminate the so-called Snatchers. Snatchers are yeah, some kind of cyborgs like the Terminators. They also look like humans, and yeah, it's a really cool game. The atmosphere is really great in this game. The animations of all the cutscenes, or the animated cutscenes in this game / the graphics are very beautiful in this game. The music is also very cool, and you can also play this game with the Justifier light gun, because sometimes in the game you have, let's say, some kind of shooting gallery levels where you fight against some enemy robots, and yeah, also against the Snatchers, and if you want you can use the Justifier in those sequences. But you don't have to, so you can also play it just with a normal Genesis / Mega Drive controller. It's a really cool game, and yeah, I would highly recommend this game.
Mankind faces its greatest crisis, the appearance of a mysterious android life form. Its purpose and origin are unknown. Is it a new form of weapon? Or perhaps an invasion from some other world? They appear during winter, killing humans and infiltrating society by taking the place of their victims. Employing an artificial skin, they can sweat and even bleed. Part organic, part machine, they're almost impossible to distinguish from those they kill. As they steal their victims' bodies in order to take their place, these mysterious invaders become known as Snatchers.
The next game is Space Adventure. It is like the game Snatcher, so it is the same style of game. It is a graphic adventure. It's based on a Japanese anime series called Cobra, and yeah, it's like I said, it is the same style, but it doesn't give you as much choices as you would have in Snatcher. So you don't have any stages in this game like the shooting gallery games that you could play with the Justifier in Snatcher, and also there is not that much interaction that you have in this game. I would also recommend it, but it's not really as good as Snatcher. It's still a cool game that I would recommend, especially if you like graphic adventures, but it's not as good as Snatcher.
These guys are wanted criminals. Their names are Domingo and Verga. There's a reward out for them, 50 grand each.
And you can hardly wait to haul them in, can you? Funny, you don't look like a bounty hunter.
Looks can be deceiving. Unfortunately, since you killed Doc, I'm going to be 50 grand short.
Next game is KO Flying Squadron. This is a side-scrolling shoot 'em up. It's a really good looking game and it's also a very funny game. Soundtrack is also pretty cool. The graphics are very cute and they are really well done. And yeah, there's actually not much that I can add to this game. I think it's a pretty cool game. And Flying Squadron is also the rarest game on the Sega CD. I have the PAL version for the Mega CD, but I guess on the Sega CD, Flying Squadron or the Space Adventure is the rarest game on the Sega CD, if I'm not 100% completely wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Next we have the Lawnmower Man, and this is also a game that was actually also released on the Sega Mega Drive / Genesis, and it was also released on the Super Nintendo, but on the Mega CD / Sega CD it is a completely different game. For the most part it is actually a quick time event game, but it also has some kind of IQ tests that you have to solve. I don't actually like this game. I think it's average at best, let's call it like that. All the graphics and the video quality are actually not that great, and yeah, the music is okay. One interesting thing is that a lot of people say that the European version of the Lawnmower Man on the Mega CD is the rarest game that you can find on the Mega CD, at least the PAL version. One big reason why people say that this is the rarest game is that they made a mistake while producing the CD, because they pressed the NTSC version on the PAL discs. So this game actually doesn't work on the European Mega CD. So I guess people who bought this, almost everybody returned this game because it didn't work, because it had the NTSC version on it. And the first time I got this game I also thought it was broken, the CD or anything, and later on I tried it with the converter card with the Datteln Pro CDX, and all of a sudden it worked, since the game was actually an NTSC version even though it was released in a PAL region.
Yeah? You're not the lawnmower man. Wow.
Get ready. Jump.
Next we have Samurai Showdown, and Samurai Showdown was also released on other systems. It is also beat 'em up / a fighting game, but all the characters have weapons. This was one of the outstanding things in this game back in the days, especially what made it so successful and so interesting for a lot of video gamers. It is also a very cool version, and yeah, it also has some very cool graphics. Soundtrack is also cool, and it is really a good fighting game / a good beat 'em up. And yeah, if you like those games, then you really can't go wrong with Samurai Showdown on the Sega CD / Mega CD. And then we have Revengers of Vengeance. This is a beat 'em up / fighting game. The first impression that I had when I played this game was actually not that great, especially because I couldn't make any of the special moves. What's really cool, and this was my second impression of this game, was that it is not just only a fighting game slash a beat 'em up, it's also some kind of an RPG, and you choose one of the characters and then you go around in this fantasy land and you fight against all kinds of different opponents, and when you win a fight then you get experience points. You also get experience points when you lose a fight, but when you win a fight then you get a lot more experience points. You also earn some money, and with this money you can go to all kinds of places. For instance, you can visit a restaurant or a hotel to stay for the night, or a motel or whatever, or you can go to some kind of a fighting master and pay him to train your character, so all your skills will increase. And like I said, after the second impression, I actually think this is a really interesting game. I mean, the graphics are average, I have to say, but except for that, it's actually pretty interesting, and I would actually recommend it. So if you're into fighting games slash beaten ups, you might also wanna check out Revengers of Vengeance. Next game is Eye of the Beholder. This is also a game that was released on many other different systems slash consoles and also computers. It is a really cool fantasy role-playing game from a first-person perspective, and you can choose a lot of different characters and create your own party of characters with warriors and archers and wizards and druids and paladins and all kinds of stuff. I know it's a really cool game, and a lot of people will recommend this game. There's really some nice graphics, the soundtrack is awesome, it's a classic, and it's really a very cool game, especially if you like role-playing games. Next game is Jaguar XG220. It's a racing game, and this game always reminded me of the Lotus 2x series because it also had the same third-person view, and the graphics are very similar, and also that you can choose the music tracks before every race. But one thing that was different in this game was that you actually had to repair your car after each race if you damaged your car during the race. It's a really cool game. It also takes a little bit of advantage of the ASIC graphic chip. It really has some nice graphics, it is fast, it has a very cool soundtrack. This is a game that I would really recommend to everyone who likes racing games. I think it's actually a pretty cool game. Next game is Popful Mail, Magical Fantasy Adventure, and this is a side-scrolling action adventure with very nice graphics and an amazing soundtrack. It is also a very cute game, and it also has some RPG elements, so it's actually more or less an action RPG. A lot of cute enemies in this game. All the cutscenes in this game are very well animated, and they are also very funny, so it has a very funny and interesting story. It is also a pretty rare game. As far as I know, it was only made for the Sega CD and it wasn't released in Europe, and I also guess it wasn't released in Japan, but I would really recommend this game. It's a lot of fun.
Come on! on, please. You just gotta take me with you. Hey, I'll even pay you, Miss...
Mail, popful mail. So, you're gonna pay me to make a man out of you, huh? I'm a little too busy, and you sound like a lot of trouble. If I did consider taking you with me, it'd cost you like $2 million.
2 million? Are we talking gold here? Who do you think I am, Slicky Warbucks?
Can't afford me? Tough break, kiddo.
Listen, if you're not gonna take me with you, and by the way, I think that's a big mistake, could you please tell the villagers where I am? It's the least you can do.
Oh, all right. Whiner.